to the U.S. Army Postgame Show.
The Bengals here with a 34-23 win. You see Sean Williams there with the strip on Joe Flacco. That's the play that pretty much sealed this win for the Bengals here on this Thursday night in front of their home crowd in Cincinnati. And here we are with you guys tonight. I'm Colleen Wolfe with Steve Smith. We got Reggie Bush, Michael Irvin. The whole crew is hanging out with you. And we're going to have Andy Dalton and AJ Green joining us in a little bit. They're going to come up here. We can talk to them all about this game. And what an amazing game this was, because right from the jump, the Bengals really came out strong. They had 3 scores right in a row there. Yeah. And Irv, what really stood out to you with the Cincinnati team?
Well, it's the money team that we have coming up here. You know, these guys came in together. They talked about wanting to accomplish great things here in Cincinnati together. They look like that tonight on that football field. Putting A.J. Green in that slot, throwing touchdowns, 3 touchdowns to them in the first half. Really got them off to the start that they needed to get off to, and basically held the lead all game long. Baltimore made a great chance at coming back, but that combination right there just proved to be too much for Baltimore.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I know at some point I need to get me a slice of humble pie, because no one saw that coming. I didn't see that coming. But also, too, you got to love how the offensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals kept the defense on their heels. Going to no huddle, not allowing those guys to get their defense set up. But when C.J. Mosley went out, you had guys who were not used to calling the plays, at times looked confused in the secondary. But one of the biggest things, though, that I noticed, that defensive line for the Baltimore Ravens got pushed around consistently, and guys were coming out of the game. They were tapping their helmets, uncle, because just the high pace that the Cincinnati Bengals did, and they had a great game plan, and hats off, because you guys deserve that win.
And none of us were expecting that, right? Especially the way that Baltimore played last week, especially the way that defense played last week. We thought that D-line was going to have their way today, or at least do a better job than they did today, right? And they struggled a little bit because of that. So I think that, for one, Joe Flacco, he didn't look great today to me, right? He looked like they weren't, him and the receivers were not in sync today. There were a couple plays, a couple throws that I'm sure he would love to have back, one being one of those interceptions, but they just couldn't get on the same page. The energy level didn't look like it was there. Cincinnati Bengals, they definitely wanted it more. I mean, at the end of the day, it just seemed like they wanted this game more. And it seemed like the energy level from the fans to the players, everything about the Bengals was just different, and it just looked and felt like they really wanted this game.
Yeah, and you mentioned the interceptions, and right now Joe Flacco, he's second all time right now in interceptions since 2013. Only Eli Manning has more, and one of the guys that caused one of those interceptions tonight, Carlos Dunlap, he had an outstanding game tonight.
Oh, great game.
He was chasing Joe Flacco around the whole day. Joe Flacco might not be able to sleep tonight.
That's a big boy, man.
He's going to turn the lights on, going to the restroom tonight.
Dunlap. Dunlap, when he turned the lights out, like, hey, what is he doing in my room? He is a big boy, and he had an incredible game. Kept pressure on Joe Flacco and the Baltimore Ravens. And that's such a flip from what we saw. Last week, they had 6 sacks against Buffalo. Baltimore had 6 sacks and come in tonight and got a donut on the sack.
So what's that say about Buffalo?
What we thought.
Nothing good.
What we thought is you messed things up.
So what happened then with Joe Flacco? Because you mentioned the Bills game, and you mentioned this defense too, the Baltimore defense, the fact that they only allowed 3 points in that game, and then they allowed 4 touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah, it just didn't look
both
like...
sides of the ball there.
Yeah, it just didn't look like him and his receivers were on the same page. Like, we talked about some of the routes that they were running. For example, I know John Brown had a touchdown, but even on that route he had the touchdown, he wasn't holding the red line. So, and I saw him do that more than once, and you have to be able to hold that red line, which is basically what receivers call it. It's this imaginary line that you need to give the quarterback some space to throw that ball, to throw that deep ball over your shoulder. And I felt like there were a couple of times where either receivers weren't on the same page or Flacco wasn't on the same page, and it just didn't work out well today for him.
Well, it certainly worked out well for Andy Dalton and the Bengals. Like I said earlier, Andy Dalton and AJ Green are joining us in just a little bit. They'll be right here on this set with us. Don't go anywhere. Coming up too tonight on Total Access, we got Gronk That is tonight on TA, immediately following the post-game show when we're done here in Cincinnati. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Watching the U.S. Army post-game show. Find out more at GoArmy.com.
Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Don't miss NFL Game Day morning.
Great Scott!
The Jags almost beat Tom Brady to get to the Super Bowl last year.
Miles Jack falls on it, comes up with the football. Did that just happen?
Our experts will tell you what they need to do to knock off New England on Sunday. And fresh off a huge Week 1 win, Patrick Mahomes sits down to explain why he didn't follow in his famous father's footsteps.
Coming from baseball, having the opportunity to get drafted out of high school, I look back on it now as a very, very risky move.
Plus, is there such a thing as a Week 2 must-win? We'll explain why that may be the case for the Giants and Cowboys. All that and more on NFL Game Day morning, Sunday at 9, only on NFL Network.
And here come our guests, taking the victory lap right now, waving to the fans who are cheering them on. Andy Dalton and A.J. Green about to join us. And here's the play of the game presented by U.S. Army. And it's A.J. Green's first touchdown of the night, 1 of 3 for him. Look, he now has 4 on the season. He had 8 all last year, so now he has half of his total from last year. What a game for you guys. It was so much fun watching it. I can't imagine playing in front of your fans here in the home opener. Thanks so much for joining us. Dalton, Andy, you've been playing with your hair on fire, basically.
Well, it was a good way to. Yeah, I see what you did there. That was a great way to start tonight. To come out hot like we did, to have the first half like we did was big. To kind of set the tone for the game. So, you can't ask for a better way to start.
All right, I'm supposed to ask you guys a question, but I'm gonna not do that.
What do you mean?
Because I have to apologize. I didn't pick you guys, and so I'd like to say congratulations. I doubted you guys.
Thank you.
Is that humble pie good?
And I'm not gonna, I don't want to get up here and go, act like it. People, I didn't pick you guys. I question it.
I picked y'all to win. I knew y'all was gonna win the game.
But I just want to make sure that I say it face to face so you guys know, I'm not ashamed to admit when I'm wrong. I'm not wrong a lot, but I was wrong big time because you guys mollywopped it. You did such a good job. What was the game plan and how effective were you guys? How comfortable were you guys effectively executing it?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like with the way that we were playing, we had good tempo, and so we were kind of getting out of the huddle. We had different ways of being in the huddle, going no huddle, and different things. And at the end of the day, we just made plays. I mean, it wasn't always exactly how you wanted it drawn up, but you throw a quick slant, next thing you know, he makes a couple guys miss and ends up in the end zone. So it works that way sometimes.
AJ, we talk about it, and we talked about it in the pregame show. Like, it seemed like you were only averaging 44 yards a game here at home and 120 yards in Baltimore. Yeah. Were you conscious of that coming into this game, and did you guys want to start fast to set the tone?
No, every year is different. For me, I just play the flow of the game. Don't have Andy force anything to me. Just make my plays whenever my number is called. Man, I know every defense is to take me away, so I just don't get frustrated. Just keep playing my game and make the play whenever it's called.
Yeah, but okay, you lined up in the slot. You got 3 touchdowns out of that slot. Yeah, only 2 touchdowns all of last year out of the slot.
Right.
Yeah. So what did you see against that defense that said, okay, we're going in the slot?
Bill puts me in a great position to where, a lot of teams can't double me in there. So he likes to move me around. And it happened to work tonight, man. Like I said, I love working in the slot. And that's just, more trying to better my game. And, Andy found me a couple times, so it was good.
Let me ask you a question. What is a who day? I know what a who that is. What is a who day?
Here we go.
Who day think gonna beat them Bengals? Nobody.
Y'all stole that from us? Y'all stole that from the Saints? No. I ain't never heard. I mean, until I came here the first time I played. But what did y'all? Literally, I feel like y'all took that from us. Y'all just shut it down.
It's been around for a long time. So.
All right.
Exactly. All right.
I'm just checking, bro.
You two guys came in together, and I love it. I love that you guys came in together. You talked about doing special things here in Cincinnati. How comfortable are you thinking and believing this may be that year? I call you guys Andy Dalton, AJ Green, the money team. How comfortable are you guys, and how good you feel about this season?
Oh, you know, for us, me and Andy been together. I'm blessed to have a guy that, you know, we came together and we're growing together. So, you know, sky's the limit for this team, man. We have a bunch of young guys in the receiver room. You know, backfield with Joe. Joe's one of the best running backs. You know, like I said, I put him up there with Le'Veon and Todd and all those guys. So, and having Andy, you know, command the offense, but we know that we have to push the offense. It runs through us, and that's how we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like we have the potential to be really good. And so for us, we just got to keep finding ways to win. We've done that the last 2 weeks, and we just got to keep that rolling.
All right, AJ, I got a question for you. As a wide receiver, you want them to throw the ball or run the ball?
Of course. Of course, throw the ball.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about.
Of course. You guys, awesome stuff tonight. Congratulations on the win. We might as well get a Who Dey chant going while you're here. We got to show Reggie what the deal is, right?
Yeah, we got everybody ready? Who Dey? Who Dey? Who Dey think gonna beat them Bengals? No!
Oh, nobody. I thought we were going to do the whole thing, Andy. My bad.
Reggie. There it is. There you have it. Andy Dalton, AJ Green, thank you guys for stopping by. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right.
Big win.
Still more to come.
First place in the division.
Hey, first place? Week 2, guys, but first place.
Yep, they coach and got him there right now in first place. Yes, sir. Coach, and you got him in first place.
That's right.
Enjoy the weekend, fellas.
We will.
Coming up tonight on Total Access, Gronk. Yes, that's tonight on TA. Immediately following the post-game show when we're done here in Cincinnati, we'll have a sneak peek coming up next. Coming up next, Mr. Rob Gronkowski. He joins NFL Total Access only right here on NFL Network. Here's a little sneak peek from Gronk on his matchup with Jalen Ramsey.
Say it with your chest, dog. Do not back down from this one. Hey, you can't win me, Gronk. You want this, don't you?
Nah, definitely not backing down in any situation. I'm sure he's going to come inside. I'm going to go outside. Whatever it is, it's going to happen.
That's coming up next, but first we gotta get you to the winning locker room. That's right, the Bengals here with a 34-23 win, and now they go 2-0 as they beat the Ravens, and you know Marvin Lewis is excited about that.
Again, enjoy this tonight. Be smart. You deserved it. You worked your damn asses off. You ground back, you came back, you worked your asses off. Hey, and the other guy through this whole thing, Chip and Jeff and Shay, talking about making sure we refuel all the time. All right, stay on. All right, let's go. Bring it up here. Here we go. Let's go, JB. Use it wisely. Here we go, JB. Who Dey? Who Dey? Who Dey ain't gonna beat the Bengals? Who Dey? Who Dey? Who Dey ain't gonna beat the Bengals? No.
Reggie, that was just for you.
That was weak, son.
I don't understand.
Who Dat is so much better.
No, we're here in Cincinnati. Know your audience,
listen,
Reggie.
Don't kill me, but Who Dat is way better. I don't care what y'all say.
Well, Who Dey was better today.
Yes.
They was.
What did you guys think? Some final thoughts here as we wrap things up.
Final thoughts for me is Baltimore needs to do a better job. The offense, you thought the offense was emerging, and it reared its ugly head of what we've seen in the past. And to be able to get out of the AFC North, you got to play better than that. Quarterback play, defense, everybody from the whole, all three phases was not what you wanted. And at the end of the day, that's why they lost.
I think the biggest issue is consistency for this team, starting with the quarterback position, like you just alluded to. You know, you can't have a great game and then come back and have a game like this. Like, you got to have more consistency on this team, on both sides of the football, in order for them, like you said, to compete in this division.
And what I'm anxious to see is when we saw that speech, Marvin Lewis, you know, they went 7-9 last year, and a lot of people thought Marvin Lewis was out of here.
Yeah.
And AJ Green and Andy Dalton talked about it. I know how much they want to win for their coach.
Yeah.
this is a great start to a great year to say thank you for staying. Now let's see if they can keep it up and then do it in the playoffs. Because no matter how much they win here, we're still going to say, can you do it in the playoffs?
Irv, the AFC North is the Wild West right now, especially with the Steelers being vulnerable right now. And what we saw here tonight, the Bengals, they might be making some noise, and I'm here for it. Thank you guys for tonight. And that's it as we wrap things up here from Cincinnati. Great night. Great night for Steve Smith, Reggie Bush, Michael Irvin. I'm Colleen Wolfe.
Great job.
We'll see you next Thursday.
Great job, Colleen.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Thank you for watching the U.S. Army Postgame Show. Find out more at GoArmy.com.